This is Brian Anthony. With Clark Kellogg and Grant Hill. Allie LaForce with us on the sidelines. It'll be the Knicks off the tip. James with the ball. Hayward outside. Got a piece of it. Oh, it's stolen by Doncic. Barnes with it. Hayward picks him up. From deep, here's Doncic. The Knicks with the rebound.
And, you know, what's most impressive about Luka Doncic is how fast he has become a bona fide star in this league. I mean, you get the feeling he's nowhere close to being done improving yet. But I believe those games at the highest level in Europe really prepared him to be a star in the NBA.
Pass to Melton. Shot clock at 5. To the inside. And he throws it down with one hand.
And he gives up some size inside, but makes a great adjustment on the finish.
You know, with that size difference, that's not an easy shot. I mean, I don't care how close to the rim he is, that's a tough shot.
Now, here is James. Back to Hayward. Now James. Whoop, there's the shot clock violation. So they'll turn it over. And Luka's the kind of guy you build your team around, Clark.
Yeah, and I think this next step is being a franchise player that learns how to lead effectively. It's incredible how much he has already accomplished at such a young age, and his transition coming to the NBA from Europe has been, I think, surprisingly seamless.
Now here's Barnes. To the paint. The rebound by Bridges.
Man, I can't believe he blew that gimme, guys. Well, I know he's frustrated about that.
And he lobs it up. Oh, and a nice defensive play to disrupt the lob. Pass to Doncic. From outside the arc. Counted from distance.
Boy, you better get out there on this guy. Doncic is prime time for real from that three-point line.
James, right side. Inside. Here's Mourning. He shoots a three. Doncic grabs the miss. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. To the middle. Here's Yao. The shot is good. Doncic making the play.
When you play with Luka now, Doncic, he's ready to find you if you're open, so you've got to be ready to receive.
After making the playoffs 5 years straight, the Pacers have struggled to get back to the postseason.
You know, B.A., they're trying to go through a rebuild right now, and that's going to take some time. But the front office and coaching staff appear comfortable with this direction, knowing it might be a while before they make the playoffs again.
Now here's Doncic. Clock at 6. Back to Barnes. Kicks it to Doncic. Let's go with a three. And they'll turn it over. Couldn't get the shot off. A shot clock violation. New York trailing. They're searching for a way to score.
Yeah, buckets have been very tough to come by.
Here's James. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws.
LeBron led the NBA in assists during his 2020 title season, with the Lakers becoming the second oldest player ever to lead the league in that category.
Man, that assist title for LeBron, an incredible accomplishment for someone of his size, Club.
I bet you didn't know this, B.A., or maybe you did, because you are a factoid machine, but the only player taller than LeBron to lead the league in assists, Wilt Chamberlain. When you throw in winning the Bubble Championship Finals MVP, 2020 might have been Bron's finest season.
First one falls for him.
Hey, there are guys who have played as long as LeBron, okay? But how many have maintained their physical abilities the way he has so late in his career? I think that's a short list.
Back to Doncic. Melton outside. Down low. Here's Yao. Boom! He jams it straight down.
When Yao gets the ball anywhere close to the rack, he's got one thing on his mind. Throw that thing down.
.54 seconds left in the first quarter. And it's Bridges with the jam.
Perfect communication and timing on that alley-oop. Bridges saw the opening and then bounced right to the rim.
Pass to Doncic. James with a steal. They swipe it. Inside. Yao, good. Give him 8 points now.
This run has been fueled by their Matador defense.
Hayward with it. It's stolen by Doncic. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock and the game clock. From deep to the paint. Here's Yao. And he's going to the line for two. The official saw contact while he was going up.
Yao is such a big guy. His physicality that time rewarded.
And that one misses. And he's good on the second. 8 seconds left in the opening quarter. James outside. And he goes in for the dunk.
Yeah, not afraid to finish at the rim. Sharp, just relentless.
And so it's the Indiana Pacers leading by 6 as we wrap up the quarter. They're in 14. And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Pacers.
Well, hey, guys, I mean, can we talk about how unselfish they've been? Just racking up the assist numbers, moving it around with great precision.
You know, points off turnovers is something else they've excelled in. I expect the opponent at least to try to squeeze that orange a little better.
Pass to Howard. James with the block.
Great anticipation that time from LeBron. He sees the shot forming and gets there to swat it down.
Kept alive. Morning. James outside. 6 to shoot. And he's going for the lob. Here's Sharp. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Simons. So many incredible players, Clark. What elite talent really takes your breath away? Is it passing or shooting, handles, or maybe those high-flying dunkers?
Yeah, for me, I think it's seeing the game, and that goes back to passing. Being able to see a player so ahead, that really excites me because not many players can do that. Scoring, you got a bunch of guys that can do that. Athleticism is actually 13 to a dozen in today's NBA. So I like the vision and passing as the skill that most excites me.
Gordon can't hit. Indiana leading. With some arc. Batum pulls it in. Now the Knicks with it. They'll face the Spurs at home after this one, and that'll put them halfway through a 3-game homestand. Gordon right side. Pass to Allen. And it's Allen who slams it home.
And when you leave a man open, Batum finds it. Great feel for the game.
When you look at the age of Jared Allen, the way he's developed, he could be a top 5 center in the league very soon. Fantastic impact on the court he has.
He drops it from range.
I mean, I guess they're willing to give him that shot. They may want to rethink that strategy, though.
Pass to Allen. And they waste no time getting those 3 points back. Allen's got 7 points here in the quarter.
Really starting to find himself now, guys, after getting shut out in the first quarter.
And it's Simons missing. And Allen has the defense and finishing that you want from the center spot, Greg.
Yeah, B.A. Allen can switch on the guards with ease. Great lateral movement and contests very well. Having a center that can do that is huge for a team.
And here are the Pacers now. 4-point game. Pass to Bogdanovich. Now Barton. And here's Simons. Howard with the ball. And it's Howard finishing it off.
Howard determined to punish the rim and scare off defenders when he gets inside. Watch out now.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Thanks so much, Brian. Well, the Knicks trying to find their way back to the playoffs. Coach Tom Thibodeau said, you can't look backwards and you can't look too far down the road. You just have to take a look at today, lock into what we have to do, and focus on how we can be better. Back to you.
No shortcuts to greatness, Allie. Thanks for that. That free throw, no good.
You know, one of the things that sets McDaniels apart is his ability to guard virtually any position on the floor. He creates major matchup problems with that versatility.
Pass to Gordon. And Gordon with the big finish.
And what an aggressive move to the rim. He's really trying to fire up his teammates right now.
Boy, it's not hard to feel inspired after a teammate makes that kind of finish.
You know, when you're looking to close the gap, you need guys who will take it upon themselves to step up, take the initiative, and make something happen.
A little mid-range shot is up. And it's Simons missing. Talking about McDaniels' defense. That's how he got a lot of minutes early in his career.
You know, a lot of guys make their mark defensively early on, which buys them time to develop in other areas. And it's an ideal way for young players to contribute right away. If you're stressing defense, then he's a guy that you want on your team.
Now a timeout called by Indiana. A big group substitution here for Indiana. 1:07 left in the second quarter. Doncic outside. Melton outside. Pass to Yao. And so they foul intentionally.
Eric Gordon, first personal foul. Second team foul.
The first free throw is good. Well, for the Knicks, what's it going to take to bring them back to the glory days?
Oh, that's a loaded question, B.A. But first of all, a superstar would certainly help. They haven't really had one for quite some time. If they can either develop or attract an elite all-star player, that would be a start to turning this New York franchise around and becoming possibly a contender. One reason this game is so tight is because both teams are hitting the boards with reckless abandon.
The battle to a standstill on the boards has really been something to watch, and the game's not over yet. We'll see if one of these teams maintains more energy than the other going down the stretch. Excellent communication on the floor there. Yao is ready for the setup pass and the alley-oop.
Gordon outside. The three. Pacers with a rebound. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Nets. And that's the first of just 2 home games for them. And so it's the Indiana Pacers closing out the quarter with a 7-point lead. Great shot selection right now, keeping the game simple and getting high percentage looks. Time for a quick break, then back to the action. And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. And Doncic, here we go.
Big time flush by Doncic. Man, this young fella really has a lot of game.
James inside. And slam dunk by James.
Not exactly sure what the defense is thinking. You know he's going to be aggressive coming out of the half.
That's a mistake they cannot afford to repeat very often. I mean, you can't leave him alone like that. He'll torch you.
Pass to Barnes. The shot is good. Doncic making the play. Barnes has got his first 2 points.
Barnes showing you the nice agility, the quickness of his feet in the pick and roll action. He sets the pick and then cuts to the right spot out of setting the screen.
And they go to the intentional foul.
You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
And he just driving the stake in him there.
He's a guy who just never lets up.
And that's terribly demoralizing for a defense, guys. I mean, they know he's going to keep coming and coming and coming, and that they may not have an answer for it.
Back to Bridges. This one for three. It's rebounded by Indiana. You know, back in 2010, Harrison Barnes was the top recruit in the country out of high school, Grant.
Yeah, and interestingly, Barnes decided to play 2 seasons at North Carolina. Unheard of these days for someone with Harrison's pedigree.
Even with that miss, they're shooting 75% coming out of the break. That's a strong start to the half.
Out of bounds. It'll go to the Pacers.
And even losing big, you have to maintain composure if you want to avoid embarrassment.
So it's the Pacers now. Over to the wing. Tries the 9-footer. And it's in. Off the glass. He's got 15.
And Yao Ming's a handful when he's this deep. I mean, virtually impossible to guard. You can't let him get this kind of positioning. Easier said than done, though.
It's Barnes on the wing. Outside McDaniels. To the inside. Sharp grabs the miss.
You love to see guys challenge one another like that. Advantage to the defense that time.
To the wing, right side. Jacks up a three. Can't hit that one. So the Pacers will take it the other way. Melton left side. Pass to Yao. Doncic outside. The three from Barnes. That shot off. And if they're going to make a move, this is a good time to start.
And there's still plenty of time, but they definitely don't want to let this game get too far out of hand.
Here's Sharp. Looking to win the drought. And the Knicks miss again.
Look, for the Pacers, I'm part of that franchise's history, so I understand the reality of being a small market team. Likely they don't sign a KD or LeBron in free agency. They've had to build through the draft and make good trades, and I don't have any doubts that they'll be able to do that because they've got some good young pieces and are looking good for the future. Boy, you got to love that assist by LeBron.
Indiana calls timeout.
And make some noise for your Knicks setting answer. And once again, let's hear it for your Knicks setting answer. Let me hear you once again.
1:24 left in the third quarter. And Clark, for teams outside of the major markets, as you said, they have to nail the draft.
Big time. That's a key component, B.A. And you've got to win a trade or two as well. I mean, that's how you build a team in most small markets. The Bucks just won a title, so we know it can be done. That's the great thing about the NBA. If you build it right, you're going to have a shot. But you got to get a little lucky, too.
To the middle.
Boy, I love how hard Mourning goes. I mean, this guy is coming at you. A defensive anchor, he holds it down for his guys. Well done.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
Pass to Howard. Simons outside. Howard, the screen. And it's Simons missing.
And, you know, even though that shot didn't go down, I like how they got him a wide open look in space there.
Tipped. It's stolen by Howard. Inside. Knocked loose. Now here's Barton. Guarded by Hayward.
New York foul. Alonzo Mourning. Third personal foul. Third team foul.
That free throw, good from Barton.
Yeah, I've got mad respect for the way Barton carries himself. I mean, he's a terrific teammate. He does everything he can to impact winning.
A difficult situation for New York. James outside. Here's the three. Barton pulls it in. And here's Simons outside. No good on the buzzer beater. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back.
The Pacers, 39.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. And here's New York now, down by 15. Pass to Mourning. Back to James. Here's Mourning. That falls. Nice feed that time from James.
Yeah, you know, LeBron is already top 10 in career assists, okay? And he's also continuing to rack up the dimes and climbing just about every all-time chart there is in the NBA.
Melton left side. To the paint. No good with a layup. Now here is James. Pass to Sharp. The three. Oh, drew the foul and almost hit the three-point bucket. But he'll head to the line for three.
And Sharp has no off switch. He's consistent at attacking defenses and drawing whistles.
He's off on the second.
Yeah, ever since the Nets relocated to Brooklyn in 2012, the rivalry between the Nets and Knicks has intensified. Now, both teams trying to prove that New York belongs to them.
Doncic on the wing. Pass to Yao. Back to Melton. 5 to shoot. There's Bogdanovich with the three. He can't get that one to fall. New York goes the other way with it. It'll be hard for the Nets to take New York City away from the Knicks. They've been there so long.
That's so true, B.A. But the Nets have attracted more star players lately. Top free agents choosing to go to the Nets instead of the Knicks. We'll see if this trend continues moving on.
From deep, here's Doncic. Knocks down the long J. And the Pacers lead by 15.
Now you have to extend that defense. I mean, you really have to stay connected to them at all times.
Yeah, especially with the score being what it is. I mean, you got to tighten it up on deep.
Pass to Mourning. Now here's Hayward. New York needs to get one up quick. The timer ticks. And there's a defensive 3-second call. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Pacers.
I like the fact that they've been very aggressive at the defensive end. Tenacious. They're jumping passing lanes and coming away with a lot of steals.
Well, they've also been impressive, forcing a ton of mistakes. Not only that, but converting those mistakes into points on the other end.
Doncic on the wing. Beyond the arc. The Knicks with the rebound.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
Pass to Hayward. And it's going to be out of bounds. New York will have another go.
He clipped the ball there, but not enough to nab the steal.
Clearly a careless pass. He got away with one there. Well, you know, their shooting is not where they want it to be here in the second half or where it needs to be, especially if they want to chase down that lead.
And it's Doncic missing. When you look at all the turnovers, boy, what a way to drive your coach crazy.
Yeah, your game plan means nothing if your players can't execute.
deflected.
Out of bounds.
And it's going to be out of bounds. New York will have another go. Over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Pass to Mourning. Here's Sharp. 4 on the clock. It's picked off. Here's Doncic. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Doncic has got 9 points now in the second half.
You know, as I watch Doncic, I think it's futile to try to distract this guy. His focus and concentration and control of himself is excellent.
From deep three-point range. Again, Doncic missing. And here we go, the Knicks in transition. Pass to Mourning. And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
Hey, that's the defense's fault right there. I mean, you got to push Mourning much farther away than that.
He takes it in. Yao.
Yao Ming.
And he says right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
Even with the score as it is, he just keeps coming at you.
Well, he only plays one way, and that's full throttle, all day, all the time, cold-blooded and lethal. Boy, from the looks of it, it appears the defense is fine with him taking that shot, but he makes them pay when they do.
Oh, got a piece of it. Down low. And the basket by Bridges.
And, you know, Hayward's floor recognition and composure, really impressive. Knows precisely when to pass over to the open man.
And they doubled up Doncic. To the inside. And there's a whistle. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
Fourth personal foul. First team.
That free throw misses.
Luka Doncic is a superstar in this league, and he continues to build on what is going to be some kind of resume when it's all said and done. Has every tool that you need to have to be an MVP one day.
And they had an advantage tonight. Came out sharp and did what was needed. Nice win here for the Pacers.
And it seemed like steals ended up making the difference in this game.
No question. Their ability to force mistakes and turn them into points gave them an upper hand tonight.
And they pick up their 4th win of the year. Every victory so sweet in the association.
And against a non-conference opponent, you really want to win the first one. They'll go into the next one knowing how to beat this team for sure.
And that next meeting will be their second and final game of the season series, being in opposite conferences. So you bet nobody wants to get swept even in the 2-game season series. I think the next game will be hotly contested.
That's the type of move that you see in a dunk contest.
Takes great confidence to alley-oop to yourself.
Sure does.
Well, he couldn't help himself, couldn't resist. That really was a spectacular play.
Now a timeout called by New York. They're down by 10. 1 second left in the fourth quarter here. Guys, your thoughts?
Trying to extend this one, but it seems futile.
You know what? I'm sure crazier things have happened, or maybe not. It's a long shot, though.
And so Indiana takes this one by a big margin. They have to feel good about this performance. It's one they can be proud of.
Very true. I mean,